Going on a trip.
Hello, YouTube.
What's going on, guys?
This is the Raise Hail
Welcome to-
Praise Dale podcast.
Yes, it is. And unfortunately, Braden has not hit us back with a title yet for this kind of video, but welcome to the Scheme with Commentary video.
Yes, yes.
I say he hasn't. Hang on. Let me double check.
This be the Atlanta version.
At night.
Indeed. Well, no, this one's not at night. It's at night next season. The 3 o'clock start this season.
I gotcha.
But anywho's, let's roll that intro while he's looking that up and get right on into this joker.
I can only see the
Alrighty.
I can only see the weekend cup schedule.
Yeah, and that's because I'm doing just the slideshow for you instead of OBS because it was making your crap go slow.
Sorry, my bad.
All good in somebody's neighborhood somewhere, maybe, possibly.
My end wasn't frozen.
It's not, but
Good.
we can get to that screen so that people are seeing what you see. And it is now. What's going on? Wait. There we go. I found it. Is up for them now. So,
Pick, yeah.
as we mentioned, Hotlanta.
Hotlanta.
Any word from Braden yet?
No. He is not.
No, we have to get on them on Monday then.
Right?
So
if you guys have never watched this video, what we do is we play the slideshow that Voodoo puts together for the schemes for the week as I chunk my phone across the floor. And we rate them 1 to 5 lugs, 1 being an absolute horrible scheme that we would never buy, would hate to see on track, so on and so forth. And 5 lugs being it's going in our collection tomorrow. We've got it pre-ordered, and it's just a top tier scheme. Like, just hits all the right notes. And we take turns going first, and we will debate on some schemes. But it tends to be that we leave a lot of schemes the same. So get buckle up for safety. And let's get through these schemes, homie. Well, before that, we'll go through the schedule, I guess, since we're looking at this screen.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Quaker State 400 in Atlanta. Qualifying is 12:30 p.m. on USA or NBC Sports app.
That's Saturday, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could have clarified that one, huh?
Just in case you're only listening and don't have the graphic in front of you.
Facts. But let's be honest, you're watching this video because it's about paint schemes.
Well, you should be, but hey,
we're gonna do our best to.
I'm not judging.
We're gonna do our best to describe the schemes a little bit. So, but you want to cover Sunday's portion?
Yeah. Sunday, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Be the race, which is, as you mentioned, the Quaker State 400 on USA, as well as streaming on the NBC Sports app. Jumping to the race length. 3 stages. Stage 1 is only 60 laps. Stage 2 and 3 are 100 laps apiece, for a grand total of 260 laps of awesomeness. I think we'll get another close finish like we did last time.
Maybe that'd be really cool, honestly.
As long as it's not Suarez again.
That would be okay. But Anyway, that's approximately 900 and hang on, let me math right. I could be wrong. Hang on a minute. It's gonna bug me now. I meant maybe 1,020 if I hang on. Pull up calculator. 260.
Trying
That's
to
a
figure out.
thousand. Yeah, that's 1,040 left turns. Just by,
Oh, left turns. Okay. I thought you were looking at miles. I was like, dude, it's in the title of the race.
no, I was looking up how many left turns.
That makes more sense.
We're trying to figure out how many left turns.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
He said, bro.
So, without further ado, let's jump into the schemes. I believe I went first last week. You go first this week, sir.
All right, let's do it.
Starting off with, well, we got 38 cars. Go through.
Okay.
So, starting with the number one of Ross Chastain.
Wow, it's the Worldwide Express car that we've seen a lot. I do like this scheme, but it's not the Busch Classic scheme, so I'm gonna give it 3 lugs.
Nope, you said 3. I put 2 up. There we go. That's the right one. I can keep it at 3 just because I like the fact that they got that little gradient of black going on.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty good on track too.
For our listeners, it's basically a blue car with some like black swooshes and blue and black arrows throughout the red. Yeah.
Either
Worldwide Express.
I will keep it at 3.
Next.
Jumping to Mr. Austin Cindric. Wow. Menard scheme, the classic Menard yellow with green trim this time around, because Quaker State would be on the hood and the back quarter panel back there. It's a Menard scheme. You've seen it before. You've seen it again. You will see it again. In your sleep. Yeah. So I'm going to go with 2 lugs.
I agree.
Moving on to Mr. Austin of the Dylan type.
It's his bread tree, or however you pronounce this.
Brez tree.
Brez tree, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I've never known how to say this.
You must skip through the commercials a lot, because
yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do a lot. It is his, blue with the gray and orange scheme. It's the one he runs all the time. It's an okay scheme. I like the sphere that's kind of coming off the front wheels. So I'm gonna give it 3 lugs. Almost said stars, but I caught myself.
You still said stars though. You said it after the fact though, so I guess it doesn't really count.
I said it after I caught myself. Okay?
Yeah, I will keep it at 3 stars.
That's lugs.
Yeah, so you said stars. You messed me up. It's all good. We'll get it down one of these days. So our first new scheme of the week, that of Mr. Josh Berry.
Ooh.
So the front half of the front 2/3 of the car is purple, and the back is like a blue grayish color.
Yeah, and it kind of fades from the purple to the blue.
Yeah, but it's not like a true gradient. It's like a pattern gradient that goes into each other.
It kind of looks cool. I like it.
Big old Decisely Insurance logo behind the number all the way back to the quarter panel. I think this will actually, I think the purple on this will be close to what the pink did on Bowman's car at Nashville.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, because it to me it looks really cool.
I am gonna give this one a 4 lug.
I agree. That's where I was really gonna put it. I mean, it's not like amazing, like where I want to put it at a 5 lug, but it's definitely 4 worthy.
All right. So jump into another new scheme that we've never, ever seen.
Oh my gosh, it's such a new scheme. Kyle Larson's Hendrick's cars. Wow. I mean, you've seen it on everything that Hendrick does, from their trucks to Xfinity to Kyle Larson every other week, or technically every week almost. So 2 lug.
I agree, and we're moving on.
Moving on.
Brad Keselowski and his
Oh,
soft pretzel bites King's Hawaiian car. He drove it. What that was last week. Was the first week, right? No. Last week he drove the Build Submarines car with all the.
Yeah. So it was the week before.
The names on it. Yeah. So the week before, where he initially went this one, but it's still pretty. So I'm gonna give it 4 lugs. Mostly because of all those soft pretzel bites that are making me want to eat them on side of the car.
So this one is one of my favorite schemes that he's ran. I like the way that the orange transitions into the blue, and then you got the pretzels plus the foil number. So this is gonna stay a 5 lug car to me.
You going a 5 on it?
Oh yeah, I love this car.
Pull that 4 off and throw that 5 up there, baby. Woo!
I'm gonna have to disagree with you because it is such a nice car. In this season, which I'm sure at the end of the season we're gonna have to do one that's like every scheme. But
That'll
this
take a
season
while.
I would rank. Yeah, that'd be a long one, I know, but we might do it. We might not. Who knows? But I'd
Maybe
have to
by
rank
team.
it Minion scheme.
Yeah, the Minions car was nice.
But this one is I don't know. I just really like it, so it's definitely gonna have to stay at 5. And unless he starts running it every week, and then I'll probably get bored of it.
I think he's running it at least once or twice more, so 5 it is. Moving to Mr. I don't know how to win a race, Corey LaJoy. Gamebridge car. It's blah.
It's the car we see every week, or every time they run Gamebridge. It's not just his scheme. It's a black car, which is a little different because I feel like it's
No. This is his normal Gamebridge car.
Yeah, okay.
It's the spire pattern with black, yellow, and blue.
Yep, it's got blue line all the way down the bottom, and it's got like a yellow stripe starting at the headlight going up through the window with the yellow Gamebridge logo. 2 lugs.
Yeah. So, yep, I agree. 2 lugs. Enough said. Jumping to an actual new scheme, and I think you might like this one, sir.
Ooh, let's see what old Rowdy's
Kyle
got.
Busch.
I do like this scheme.
I think it's better than the other patriotic scheme you had.
I wouldn't go that far.
We got a couple of stars wrapped around the front fender up there, and then you got his white number, but you got some stars and stripes that are about dead middle of the front tire that go towards the back, but then fade into just red back there. But then above, like on the top half of the car here, there's a bunch of light, smaller stars that are kind of sprinkled in through there.
Yeah,
I like it. Not gonna lie.
I like it.
I'm gonna give it 4.
You're gonna give it 4? I'll give it a 4. I'll get a 4 lug. The only thing that I would really like to see would be like something going on in the red, because it is just kind of like a red block in the back.
Yeah.
I mean, if they would have put like, I don't know, like We the People or something like that in the back, that would have been way better.
4 lugs it is. Moving on to another new scheme.
Chase Elliott. I like
Chase Elliott.
It's Chase Elliott's. Yeah, the one that I've seen. So, in case you don't know, the Design the 9 car that he usually runs once a year, where kids in the children's hospital design his car essentially. They all turn out really good, but this one is my favorite by far. Uh, just because it's got a plane on the side of it with the red, white, and blue streaks. It's got music. It's got the yellow flag. Is it a flag or what is that thing called? Ribbon. That's what it is. The yellow ribbon for forget. I want to say it's leukemia, isn't it? Top of my head.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that either.
But anyway, it's got the yellow ribbon on it. It's got flames coming out of the bottom. It's a majority of the car is white, but it is really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I really do like this car, and it's gonna be pre-ordered as soon as it up for pre-order. Um, I have all his other like Design the 9 cars. well, technically, the voices in my head do. Technically, but
Yeah, they're not yours. Come on now.
yeah, I know.
What you giving it?
They just hold place in my collection. But I'm giving it a 5 lug. I definitely like it.
I will agree with you. I'll keep it at a 5 just because it is a very unique design that we will probably never see again.
Yep.
Except in diecast form.
Yep.
All right, moving forward to Noah Gregson and his Overstock.com car. Woohoo! Wow. 2 lugs.
Agreed. Moving on. Cucumber Cowboy.
Nothing to see here. Mavis Tire.
We've seen it before. I mean, it might be slightly different. I can't really remember, but it's Mavis Tire.
I think the only thing that is a little different is that tire deal, a tire tread that's going over the back tire.
I mean, it's still pretty bland. I still don't really like the scheme. I'll give it a 2 lug.
I'll keep it at 2. Just because it's pretty boring. But I have to say that Mavis did rotate through a few schemes instead of just running the same old scheme every time they showed up.
Was that a pun? Did you just pun on me?
Never know. Moving on to Ryan Blaney and his Dent Wizard car.
Thank God, new scheme. It's not just a normal Blaney. I mean, it's kind of normal, but
if you look closely, this does mimic, at least closely, to the body armor scheme, except it's majority blue with white down the middle of it.
I'm just glad it's not the which one is his normal scheme? Not the discount tire. What is it? The Menard scheme.
Yeah, well, that's because Austin Cindric's doing it this week.
I'm surprised they don't both do it. I'm so sick of that scheme. It's not even funny.
You'll see it plenty more.
Yeah, I know.
I think I'm going to give this one right smack dab in the middle and a 3 lug.
I'll agree with you. I like it just because it's like white and blue and a little bit of gray. I wish they would have done a little bit in the white or the blue. But it looks nice.
All right. Chase Briscoe, our most recent Cup winner. It's Ryan Preece's scheme, but the numbers are backwards.
Yeah, what I felt like. I mean, 3
That's literally
lugs.
what it is.
Yeah, 3 lugs. I'll give it 3 lugs.
I'll keep it 3, even though we're going to see it again later on. So,
yeah, it might drop down. Who knows?
All right, Mr. Cody Ware.
Oh, I do like this scheme.
What is that? Navy blue.
Yeah, some, navy. No, it's not even really navy. It's like a royal blue.
Yeah, it's like a dark royal blue.
Yeah, it's got some trees on the back with a fire coming towards the trees off the front.
Now the thing I don't get is like the trees look pretty realistic, but the flames are like clip art.
Yeah, I think I would have changed that as well. But
I mean, it's not terrible. It's okay. I'll go.
It's different.
Is it my turn or your turn? I don't even know.
It's your turn.
Okay, 3 lugs.
I'll agree. It's different. It looks decent. Not terrible. It's just not something that screams race car.
Okay, Mr. Shane Van Gisbergen.
AKA New Carl Edwards.
Yeah. He ran this scheme last week.
Yep. The acceptance.com scheme. It's a white, blue, and green scheme with a foil 16. So bonus points for foil. I'm still only going to give it 3 lugs, only because it looks like they reused a Carl Edwards Affleck scheme.
I didn't even think about that until you mentioned it. But it indeed does remind me of that. 3 lugs it is. Mr. Chris Buescher's Fast and All scheme. This is the blue in the middle with the black on the hood and the back end of the car. This is my least favorite of the 2 Fast and All schemes that he normally runs. I like the white with the blue better.
I do too.
The foil number bumps it up a little bit, but I don't know if I could push it past the 2 lug, so I'm gonna give it a 2 lug.
I'm gonna agree with you. I like the white and blue one better, but this one, I mean, it looks nice. It does have stuff going on. The only reason I give it a 2 lug is because we see it quite often. So
2 lugs it is. Martin Truex Jr.
Ooh, okay, I like this scheme. It's a little bit different than his usual auto traders. It's the white with the light blue instead of like the dark blue with the light blue. Um, I mean, other than that, it doesn't really have a lot going on. So I'm gonna say
I
3
can't
lug.
tell if that 19 is foil or not.
I don't think it is.
It's got
I'm
like a
gonna
weird
say it's not.
little reflection in it on this picture, but it could just be the lighting.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's not. And I mean,
I'm gonna say that would be
yeah,
the
3.
first time that JGR would run a foil number, but
Right? No, it wouldn't. Chris Bell ran a full number.
he doesn't count. Nobody likes him. All right, what you giving it?
3 lugs.
I am gonna disagree with you on this one. I'm gonna take that 3 lugs off and I'm gonna bump it up to 4.
Okay.
I think the white really makes this one pop a little bit more than the normal auto owner's insurance.
I would just like to see it a little bit more than just 3 lines of white.
I don't know. I think it'll look pretty good on track.
We shall see.
Speaking of the man nobody likes,
Hey, wow, it's the scheme that nobody likes either.
it's the Ream scheme.
You're up.
All right, so I would say it's a wannabe zebra because it's half black and half white with some red
Yep.
accents on there. The Ream logo weirdly placed right behind the door number and nothing
Yep.
above the tire. Blank space.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a 2 lug.
I agree. I do not like this scheme. This is my least favorite Seabell scheme. I wish they'd go back to like old school, like fully black and red Ream, like he ran in a couple years ago, instead of this monstrosity because it is very boring.
Well, enough of that one. Moving on to another playoff driver, Mr. Harrison Burton.
It's his DX imaging scheme. I mean, it looks like it did.
When he
I
won.
mean, yeah, when he won, it's the same scheme. I'm gonna give it 2 lugs solely because like he only has 2 schemes. It's this one and the original Wood Brothers. I mean, that's about
Yeah,
all
and
he's
then
got.
they throw in a random one every now and then.
Every great once in a while.
Yeah.
But
2 lugs. I'll keep it at 2 lugs. Mr. Joey Logano is not running a Shell Pennzoil scheme this week.
no, it's actually different.
Surprise,
A little
surprise.
bit. Not very much, but a little bit. I mean, we've all seen this one 400 times.
Not 1,000 times like the Shell Pennzoil though.
Facts.
Mostly royal blue car. Got a white stripe and an orange stripe going from underneath the headlight on the front bumper diagonally up to the driver's side door window. Well, I guess it's on the passenger side too. And then you're also got a orange stripe that follows the bottom of the car with a white stripe very closely in parallel to it, with the Auto Trader logo actually taking up better space than the Ream logo does.
Facts.
But just because it's got orange, I'm gonna give it a 3 lug.
I'm bumming it down to a 2 because it seems like he is one of those drivers that does not have all of the schemes like he should. I mean,
Yeah.
Penske should have better schemes, in my opinion. I don't really care for any of Penske's schemes. That's just me.
I got you. All right, Mr. Bubba Wallace.
I like this scheme. I mean, it's one that he runs here every great once in a while. It's his Lido scheme. I mean, it's mainly purple with like a rainbow-esque geometric shapes going down it. I really don't know how else to describe it. I'm gonna give it a 3 lug. I mean, it's not a new scheme, but it's not bad.
I'll agree with your 3 just because it does look pretty good on track. Not gonna lie.
Yep.
It may be time for him to win now that he can't get himself into the playoffs. So, Mr. William Byron, not a common scheme that he runs, but he has run it already this season. But I do like the fact that it was voted on by fans. So, that aspect of it. But you got a black top half of the car, and then you got like a stripe of white that kind of starts off real skinny. Well, no, there's gray there too. So there's like a triple stripe deal thing going on right under the front headlight of gray, white, and then like this, I don't know.
Weird green.
Yeah, it's weird green. Anyways, it kind of like curves to where you get to the wheel well, but then it separates out as it's going back, and then the green drops down as well as the white, but then the top portion stays the same. It's weird. Then you got a gray number. Relay's taking up pretty good space. I actually kind of like this one. I'm gonna go with 4 lugs on it.
I'm gonna disagree. I do not like this scheme at all. I think it's ugly.
Hurt.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2 lugs because I do not
2?
like this scheme. Yeah, and I don't like it. It's ugly to me. I've seen it on track. It looked even worse on track to me. It just does not click.
That averages out to a 3 lug because I gave it 4, you gave it 2. So that's the first time we've had to put 3 different lug things up there for
Right.
one car. But hey, can't agree on all of them.
Right?
Oh, look at here. Here's a new one.
Wow, Daniel Hemrick running the 31 Circle car that has just the pictures of the different flavors. I'm giving it a 2 lug, and it's about to drop down to a 1.
I agree with you. We'll keep it at a 2 for now. Barely hanging on to that level.
Barely.
Michael McDowell with a new scheme, baby.
It's
The
so nice.
Blaster product. You know that
The Master Blaster.
yep, the can of compressed air that you can blow stuff off with. Pretty nifty. It's a mostly red car with some black stripes going along it, and then some yellow accents kind of slung in there a little bit. I like it. I think it'll look good on track.
I think they're more orange than they are yellow.
It's kind of hard to tell from this, but I think they're trying to use the blaster colors, and if that's the case, then it's definitely yellow. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I think they could have done a little bit more with it, but I'm gonna give it a 3 lug.
What?
Yeah,
Give it a 3 lug. I would be okay with at least a 4, solely because they have the blaster can on the side of the car. I mean, it's got a lot going on with the stripes. It's not just a plain red whatever. The blaster logo has like a really cool placement to me. It's big. It's you can see it. I'm gonna have to say 4 lugs.
I'll give you your 4 lugs for it. Bleh. Moving on to Todd Gilliland. Mostly red on the bottom half, white on the top half. There's like a white swoop going over the front wheel, but then in the red pattern along the side, if you look closely, there's like a almost transparent white like wave going through it.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a old school Coke commercial. You know how it used to like show the waves.
You know what? This would probably look good as a Coca-Cola scheme. Not gonna lie.
Facts. But instead, it's a sit guard.
Yep.
Heavy duty engine oil. It does have the foil 38 on it, so I'm gonna and it's got stuff going on, so I'm gonna have to give it a 3 lug. It's like a higher tier 3 though. Like it's almost a 4, but I mean, there's not a whole lot going on, so.
I can agree with your 3. We'll keep it there. Moving to Mr. Ryan Priest, and no, we did not show you this scheme already.
You've just seen it 1,000 times.
But you also saw it earlier for Mr. Chase Briscoe.
Yep.
So
What you got?
it's his Haas tooling car. Better than the 50 Shades of Grey car. Could be cooler.
Okay.
could be worse. Going 3 lugs, but it's barely hanging on to that since we're seeing it so much now.
I will agree with you. 3 lugs.
All right, so next one is an actual new scheme from a new sponsor that just joined this season. Mr. John Hunter Nemechek. His Olipop Ridge Rush car.
I like this car. It's mainly white, and it's got like I'm gonna call them like triangles for the lack of a better word.
They're ridges, sir.
Yeah, but I'm trying to like get it to where the people can see the
mountains.
Yeah, it's like mountains, but like
mountains of not bush beer.
Gray and one's light gray, and no, not those mountains.
That's why I said mountains of not bush beer.
Oh, I didn't hear the not. All I heard was, but yeah, I like the scheme. I like it a lot, actually. It's simplistic, but I think it's gonna look really good on track. I'm gonna give it 4 lugs.
4,
and not because.
All right. I'll keep it at 4. Why not? It's a new scheme and a new sponsor that we haven't seen, so.
I like the way that they did the logo over the tire.
Yeah, they kind of wrapped it around like the
back tire.
What did Stenhouse run?
Stenhouse?
The ice cream cone thing.
Oh, drumstick.
Drumstick, yeah, they did the same thing. They wrapped it around the tire T.
I don't know. I like it. And it's green. I like green cars.
There's 2 different greens on there.
I know. They got bonus points.
Speaking of green, let's move to Mr. Eric Jones, Dollar Tree. I think it's kind of funny that they got Coca-Cola on the quarter panel.
Yep.
When they're running an Olipop scheme on a different car. But
hey.
It's also got a Kool-Aid logo down there on the bottom if you look close.
Yep. That would be a cool car. I would like to see a Kool-Aid car come from there.
Now, with that being said, I actually like this scheme.
I do too.
Mostly because I believe originally it was a throwback and then it became their primary.
Yeah.
I know we see it often because it's the Dollar Tree scheme this year, but I'm still going to give it 4 lugs.
I'm going to drop it down to 3 solely because we do see it a lot. I do like this scheme. Don't get me wrong.
I should have disagreed with you on Nemechek's then.
All I'm saying is I really do like the scheme. I like the callback to Harry Gant. It's awesome. The Skull Bandit was one of my favorite cars, even growing up. We see it all the time. Fair is fair. It probably won't drop unless they just start running it every week, which I don't see. It probably won't drop past the 3, but I do like, I do want to be fair. This is a 3 only. The only reason this is a 3 is because I see it quite often. So
yeah. All right. So driver that we don't see every week, Mr. JJ Yaley.
Oh my gosh, I love this car. I have no idea what the heck's going on, but I love it.
It's the U.S. Aviation Academy scheme.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so for those of you that are listening, okay, think of like a pilot's wings. They have like the circle of the wings over the front tire, and you can see the wings come out past the number, and then the rest of the car is literally like, think of a blue sky, add some clouds, and there's a plane. And then it's got like like a logo on the back quarter panel. It's kind of an odd placement for it, I think, but I mean, it kind of works with everything.
I think the reason why they got it back there is because of that private charter plane that they got on there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I love this scheme only because of how wacky it is. Like, it makes me think of like a textbook that you would find like in the way early 2000s. Like, you're about to learn some geometry or something, and they got a picture of a plane on it. You know what I mean?
About to teach you some rules of aviation.
Yeah, I love this scheme, and I don't know why I do. It's definitely a 5-star for me. You can disagree with me all you want. It's just funny. Like, I think it's gonna look like different on track in a good way.
I wasn't gonna give it 5 lugs. I'm gonna disagree with you, but I'm not gonna bump it down very far. I'm gonna give it 4. Okay. Definitely for creativity.
Yeah, I love how they use the wrap. That's one reason I'm giving it a 5. It's not that it's like the prettiest car, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so good. I just love the fact that they used it as a wrap and not as a paint scheme. You know what I mean? Like most cars, when they get wrapped, it's like a paint scheme. They do the same thing every week. I love the fact that they're like, oh, let's do something different.
Yeah.
But anyway,
All right. Not so creative scheme. Going to the 45, Mr. Tyler Reddick. His Jordan brand scheme, which he did win at the Talladega race that I went to earlier this season. It looked brilliant on track there. So it's mostly white on the side, but it's got gray that kind of traces or follows the front wheel well, and then goes toward the back and follows the rear wheel well. But then it's got some black there too that kind of you barely see along the front, but once you get to the back, it kind of comes into the focus. But on the top side of the car, which you cannot see on this scheme, like on the hood and the roof, it's like them Jordan brand print pattern going on the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty cool. It looked amazing on track. This one, I'm gonna give 5 lugs.
I'm gonna slightly disagree with you. I will.
Of course.
This is my favorite Reddick scheme. I love this scheme. It's super nice, but I don't think it's 5 lug material because we have seen it before. I mean, it's nothing major going on. I mean, it does have like the Jordan print up top, but it's still, to me, a 4 lug, a very high 4 lug, but a 4 lug.
So disappointing. All right. Speaking of Mr. Stenhouse,
Ricky Spell.
it's bacon.
Oh man, I love when I don't know. Oscar Mayer is my favorite, one of my favorite sponsors.
My hot dog had a first name. It's OSCAR. I'm gonna stop there so we don't get copyrighted.
Oh man, like when Newman ran Oscar Mayer, I loved, like, he'd just be chilling in the Wienermobile. That's like what that car's dubbed. It's not even the Oscar Mayer mobile anymore. It's just the Wienermobile.
Right. No other name is acceptable.
Right. I mean, I know this one's bacon, but it still like throws back to what does Oscar Mayer make? Well, hot dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the Wienermobile. So I'm gonna have to give this one a 4 lug. Not for creativity or anything like that. I just love the brand.
Yeah. I will agree with you on the 4 lugs because they could have done a little bit more, but I do love the fact that there's like real looking bacon on the in between the wheels on the bottom down there, and then you got a loaf of bread on the back.
Yep, I love it. Top tier.
4 lugs it is. All right, Mr. Alex Bowman.
It's his general Allied car. I mean, it's the one that we see the most often. It's definitely not the Nashville version because that one was awesome.
Yeah.
But it's still different in its own class. I'm probably gonna give it 2 lugs just because we see it so much.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. I know we see it often, but I love the fact that it's wacky and different. I'm gonna bump it up to 3.
I get it. I thought about 3, but then I was like, eh.
Yeah, well. Justin Haley, his Grady Health car with the Atlanta Falcons colors. Sorry, I'm a Saints fan. Not supposed to say those words out loud. The A and F words, that is. Saints fan, I'm gonna say all the time. But it is mostly black with some red wavy patterns going through it. And then your Grady Health logo pretty big over that back tire. Not gonna lie, it looks pretty doggone good. I'm gonna give it 3 lugs.
I'll agree with you. That's the count that I was gonna give it, just because I feel like they could have done a little bit more, but it does look good. So 3 lugs.
All right. Moving on to another unoriginal paint scheme of Ty Gibbs. His Monster Energy car.
Man, I'm so glad this is a new scheme this week.
Right.
I was starting to get old, it was starting to get old seeing the same scheme every week. 2 lugs.
You're giving it 2? Man, you're
Yeah.
generous tonight. I'm disagreeing with you. I'm bumping this Joker down to the 1. 'Cause all he did was make a black car and throw a dang on logo on the dang on thing. It's getting a 1 from me. Moving forward. Zane Smith in the 71. We have seen this car before. But
Yeah, think of Pepto-Bismol and throw it on a car.
that's a better pink than the Pepto-Bismol pink.
I don't know. On my screen, it looks Pepto-Bismol.
Like a, I wouldn't exactly call it a hot pink, but I would say a strong pink.
A strong pink. First time I've ever heard it like that.
I'm gonna give it a 3 lug, just because I like the fact that it's a little bit different than what we normally see out of them.
I'll give you that one. I do like the scheme. I think it's gonna look great on track. So 3 lugs is good.
All right. What do you think about Mr. Carson Hocevar? His Spire version Delaware Life car.
This looks like they reused Truex's Auto Traders. Mainly dark blue with some light blue accents. Definitely a 2 lug, just because.
So Martin Truex's colors with Corey LaJoy's scheme.
Yep, it's kind of boring. So 2 lugs.
I will agree with your 2 lugs, just because we see this pattern way too much. See it in the trucks. And, yeah.
Yep, it's at this point it's like the HendrickCars.com scheme.
Yeah. Another driver that we don't see very often, BJ McLeod. I actually like this one a lot. Mostly black, but there's like some I don't even know how to describe this, some tapered in stonework.
Kind of like a picture that was like ripped through. I don't know how to describe that one either.
Yeah, but it's got some stonework that's kind of breaking into the scene there with some red accents going on. I think this is probably one of his better looking schemes I've seen him run lately.
It's definitely better than the all black 78.
I am giving this one a 4 lug.
I agree. I do like this scheme a lot.
All right. Last but not least, Mr. Daniel Suarez and his Quaker State car with a twist.
With a twist. I love this scheme. I love it. For the first time in a hot minute, we're going to have multiple 5-star or 5 lug cars, because this is definitely making it one. I love this scheme. I love the Mexican flag. I love the cacti. I love the checkered flag. I just love it. It's great.
You know what would be amazing with this scheme here?
What's that?
If we see it again in Mexico City.
Oh yeah, definitely. And one thing I didn't point out was that the 99 does have foil outlining it. Gold foil. I love this scheme. So definitely 5 lug.
I will keep this one at 5 lugs for sure. Definitely worth the 5. That's all of our schemes for this week. Go ahead and switch you back to the other screen here. 38 drivers. First week that we've had multiple 5 lug schemes presented.
Yep.
But, if you're a returning viewer and you're liking our stuff, there's a vast majority of you guys that haven't subscribed yet, so make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Definitely.
We're at 60 now, baby.
Oh yeah, and I was about to say, and thank you to the 60 that have hit the subscribe button. Shout out to our VIP Braden, who is working on a title for this episode. I've got a moth attacking my leg. That's weird. Thank you for his homies that come in and checked us out Monday. Be sure to check us out again this Monday at 9 Eastern Time, and that's 9 p.m. because we go live, and we definitely love when you get in the chat and have a conversation. We can, interact with you, kind of share some NASCAR stuff. A lot of fun. This week we should be more, hopefully, fingers crossed, more
Prepared.
prepared. Yeah, I know we've been missing a couple of segments for a couple weeks, but both of our lives have been insanely busy. So please be patient. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love it. We are definitely gonna have to get out our 50 sub episode where we're gonna be reacting to wrecks throughout NASCAR. So if you guys want to see that, be sure to stay tuned. It'll hopefully drop here pretty soon.
We got that one planned, and then we're also hoping to get one out for reacting to
Playoffs.
our playoff predictions.
Definitely.
Feel how many we got right and all that stuff. Now, if you've been watching our podcast, you know how many we got, but figure a little small snippet episode would kind of be nice to add to the mix.
So, if you guys are interested in that, be sure to hit that subscribe and the bell icon so you get notified when we post, because we do post several times a week with Voodoo's paint scheme videos, my weekend winners, and the actual podcast episode. So be sure to like and subscribe and follow us on TikTok and Instagram and X. We have all of that. We also have a Discord channel that we are building, so please be patient. It will be up very soon. So we can all discuss what's going on, what we want to do, if there's any like major news will be posted there. And who knows? The future holds a lot for this. I feel super happy when I think about it because a year ago it was just me and like two other people not doing the show. That was like two other watchers or listeners on Spotify, and it has blossomed this year, and I'm looking forward to how it grows. So thank you guys once again. So yeah.
We're crossing the finish line of another Raise Hail, Praise Dale episode. Until next time, may your tracks be clear and your victories many. Good night, race fans.
Bye-bye.